What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to yet another Fantasy Puck video. I'm pumped to bring you guys this video, and today we're going to hit on several must-own fantasy wingers that are being taken in the mid-round portion of the draft. Before we start this video, let's hop over to our player of the day. In this new segment, I will give you a random stat that is associated with a player, and in the comments, it is your job to figure out who that player is. The random stat today is, since 2018, this defenseman has the most takeaways with 167, 30 more than the second most in the league. Who is this defenseman? To start off this video, we're going to talk about Columbus Blue Jackets right winger Oliver Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand took a huge stride forward last season, posting up 21 goals and 36 points in just 49 games, which puts him on a 35 goal, 60 point pace. He seemed to be an average player in the league for his first few seasons, but saw an uptick in his time on ice where he went from around 13 minutes per season to just shy of 18 last year. This increase in time on ice has only been beneficial for Bjorkstrand, as it gave him more opportunity to produce, and this continued in the playoffs where he averaged just over 19 minutes time on ice. In just 49 games, Bjorkstrand managed to rank top 25 for 5-on-5 goals, ahead of players like Evgeny Malkin, Travis Konecny, and Braden Point. His line production was also great, both offensively and defensively last year, where they put up a 2.96 expected goals for per 60 and a 1.65 expected goals against per 60. Columbus is looking to build off of a great season, and they'll need Bjorkstrand to continue this production in order to be successful. As the standings rank right now, Bjorkstrand is currently ranked 91 and is being drafted as left winger 17. Shifting gears to the Ottawa Senators, the second most-owned player on our list is Brady Tkachuk. Drafted 4th overall in 2018, Brady has already made a name for himself in the NHL. If you're playing in a category league that includes shots, hits, and penalty minutes, Brady is a player you'll need to roster in order to contend for the championship. Since he joined the league in 2018, Tkachuk already has two 20-goal seasons under his belt, and last year he didn't miss a single game. Tkachuk is an elite category player, and over the last two seasons, when categorizing him with left wingers, Tkachuk ranks 4th for shots with 474, 1st for penalty minutes with 275, and 5th for hits with 477. On top of that, Tkachuk also has very strong advanced stats. His individual expected goals for is 55.79, and that ranks him 3rd behind Kyle Connor and Alex Ovechkin. He also produced the second most scoring chances and high danger scoring chances for, behind only Alex Ovechkin. The Senators are only going to get better as they've drafted some highly skilled players and made some strong offseason acquisitions. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're playing in a category league that counts shots, hits, and penalty minutes, Brady is a player you'll need to roster, and you don't have to look for him too early in the draft. ESPN currently has him ranked 102, and he's being drafted as left winger 19. Tkachuk is an up-and-coming star in the league that's playing a role that's been diminished over the last 10 years. He's definitely someone you want in your team both on and off the ice. Sharing that brotherly love, the third must-own fantasy winger on our list is Matt Tkachuk. Similar to his brother, Tkachuk is a fantastic category player, and the biggest difference between the two is that Matt has a better scoring touch. Over the last two seasons, Tkachuk has a 0.92 points per game, including a 34-goal season and a career-high 77 points in the 2018-2019 season. For left wingers over the last 2 years, he ranks 8th for goals with 57 and 8th for points with 138. His shot and hit production over the last 2 years has also been consistent, where he averages just shy of 200 and 100 respectively. Tkachuk also ranks 11th for PIMS with 134 over the last 2 years. For the advanced stats side of things, Tkachuk ranks 7th for individual expected goals for, and 7th for individual high danger chances for. Now this is where things get interesting for Tkachuk. If you've listened to my previous videos, I outlined the production rate for lines in the league, measured by expected goals for per 60 minutes. For a minimum of 300 minutes played, Tkachuk's line consisting of him, Backlund, and Mangiapane combined for a 3.26 expected goals for per 60, ranking them 5th. They rank 8th for expected goals for percentage, behind lines like McKinnon, Landeskog, Rantanen, Pacioretty, Stastny, and Stone, and Kucherov, Point, and Palat. They've been extremely productive and have a large enough sample size to put them as one of the top lines in hockey, and this should only continue going into next season. As the current rankings stand, ESPN has Tkachuk ranked 78th, and he's being taken as left winger 13. The next player on this list is Kevin Fiala of the Minnesota Wild. In early 2019, the highly touted prospect Fiala was traded to the Wild in exchange for forward Mikael Granlund. Fiala broke out last season, scoring 23 goals and 53 points in just 64 games, putting him on a 30-goal, 70-point pace in a full season. Now, he did have a slow start to the season last year, but still managed to rank in the top 55 for points, ahead of players like Claude Giroux, Bo Horvat, and Taylor Hall. Fiala only played an average of 15 minutes last season, which is below average for many top 6 forwards. Fortunately, we saw a significant increase in time on ice as the season progressed, and this led to a direct correlation in offensive production. Before the All-Star game, Fiala played on average 14 minutes and had only 9 goals and 28 points in 45 games. After the All-Star break is when we really saw who Kevin Fiala is. From the All-Star break and on, Fiala ranked 2nd for goals, 3rd for points, 2nd for shots, and was top 10 for scoring chances. He also led the league in power play goals and power play points, and was 2nd for shots on the power play. A breakout season that was bound to happen for the 11th overall pick. Fiala will look to continue this production into next season as the clear #1 scorer for the Minnesota Wild. The final player on our list is Montreal Canadiens' elite right winger, Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher has defied the odds in the NHL, as the 5'9" winger has put up some great seasons over the course of his career, and more notably, the last 3 seasons. Gallagher was on pace for his 3rd 30-goal season in a row last year, but was cut short due to a league-wide stoppage. Over that 3-year period, Gallagher ranks 7th for right wingers in goals, he ranks 2nd for shots behind only Patrick Kane, and he's 1st for individual expected goals for. Gallagher is a scoring chances machine, where he led all right wingers with 845, and is 1st for high danger scoring chances for, with 460, 70 more than the player behind him. He also led right wingers in rush attempts and rebounds created by a fairly large margin. Given his small stature, he's not afraid to throw the body around, where he ranks in the top 30 in right wingers for hits over the last 3 seasons, as well as top 20 for penalty minutes. Montreal is looking more and more scary as the season approaches, and Gallagher has been a staple in this lineup for the last 8 seasons. We're hopeful for another 30-goal performance out of Gallagher this year, as he rounds out our top 5 must-own fantasy wingers for the 2021 NHL season. And that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.